Brian Clark at CineSport, checking in with Alex Kennedy at BasketballInsiders.com. We're taking a look at the NBA's Coach of the Year race. And Alex, it's unusual this year because you've got the Warriors, where Steve Kerr missed a big chunk of the season. Now the Cavaliers are on to their second coach in Tyronn Lue. So who's going to be the Coach of the Year?
Yeah, it's really a weird year. Usually we see one of those top teams, their coach gets the award, but this year it's kind of strange. I think if you go with one of the top teams, it has to be Greg Popovich of the Spurs. He's obviously been the coach the entire year. I think most people agree he's the best coach in the NBA. I think what separates him from most coaches is not only is he great with X's and O's, he really does a good job of adapting to his personnel. And this year, he's done a really good job with some new pieces. Obviously, LaMarcus Aldridge is there, and they're trying to get him acclimated. That's been very difficult. So I think everyone's talked about the Warriors and their record-breaking year. It's kind of difficult to go with one of those guys because Luke Walton did a terrific job. Now Steve Kerr's doing a good job. Popovich, he's right behind the Warriors. His Spurs are playing excellent basketball, as they do almost every year. I think if you go with one of the top teams, you really have to go with Popovich.
Okay, then the other school of thought for Coach of the Year is always the guy who's got his team performing at a much higher level than people expected. Who fits that criteria?
I think there's three coaches. I think Terry Stotts of the Portland Trail Blazers has done a terrific job. No one had this team in the playoffs before the season, and now they're one of the better teams in the Western Conference. They're starting a ton of new players. If we want to talk about a coach that's adapted and really made the most of his team, you look at Portland. They lost 4 starters. That's really phenomenal what they've done. Rick Carlisle of the Dallas Mavericks deserves credit as well. They obviously had the whole DeAndre Jordan saga over the offseason, and they've had to make the most out of what they have. And Carlisle's been good at that his whole career, winning with pieces that people underrate or overlook. And the final coach is Brad Stevens of the Boston Celtics. They don't really have a star there. Obviously now Isaiah Thomas has kind of emerged as their star, and he had an all-star campaign this year. But the big thing everyone talked about with the Celtics was they were a good team. Were they a great team? They didn't have a star. I think Stevens has done a terrific job with that group.
That's Alex Kennedy, BasketballInsiders.com. Thanks, Alex.